Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to PM Networking. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today in this video, we are going to understand Syslog. Guys, Syslog is very important topic for all network engineers, or even you are planning to become a network engineer. This is very important topic for you because we are using it in real time. So maybe interviewer can ask you question from this topic. So now guys, if you want to learn each and everything about Syslog, please watch this video till the end, because in this video I am going to make you understand all about Syslog in very easy language so that anyone can understand. So without wasting our time, let's begin. First of all, Syslog stands for what? So Syslog stands for system log. System log. What do you mean by log? Log means nothing but information, right? Information, right? So always keep in mind one thing, that whenever any event occur on my devices, my device will generate a log message. Whenever any event occur on my devices, my device will generate a log message, and this log message is very important for network troubleshooting, for network monitoring. That's why in real time, right, we are collecting all log messages on the devices on a separate server, right, for the network troubleshooting, for the network monitoring, right? Getting my point? Let's say on a router you are running this command, no cert. So when you will run no cert command on the interface of router, what will happen? That interface will come up, right? So this is what? This is one kind of event on router, right? Interface is coming up. So your device will generate one log message, and you can store that log message on a specific server, and that server is called Syslog. Again, Syslog server is nothing but one kind of end devices, right? Windows server, okay, with Syslog software, right? So on end machine you can install Syslog software to make that device as Syslog server. So Syslog server is nothing but end device with Syslog software. And hope it is clear to you now that when my device will generate log message, so whenever an event will occur on device, my device will generate log message. Let me show you as well. Let me do both things, theory as well as practical at the same time, so that you can understand everything. See, I have one a small topology over here. In my topology there are two routers, R1, R2, and I have one server. This is Syslog server, you can say, right? Now this topology is pre-configured. I have already configured IP addresses and I think protocol dynamic routing protocol as well for the reachability. Because see, whatever log, let's say I want to store all log messages of router 1 and router 2 on this server, right? What I want, whatever log messages router 1 and router 2 will generate, it should send one copy of that log message to this server, so that we can store all log messages of R1 and R2 on server, and while troubleshooting, while monitoring, we can check that log messages. So requirement is what? Requirement is only one thing, guys, that is reachability. There should be reachability, like R1 should be able to ping, you can say, server, or there should be IP reachability between R1 and R1 and server, and in the same way between R2 and server. So if there is IP reachability, you can store your log messages on server, right? Now you can say this server is located in different location, in different branches, right? Doesn't matter where you have placed the Syslog server. Requirement is there should be IP reachability, right? Then you can store your log messages on server. Now see, I have access of R1. On R1, let me check the configuration. So IP interface brief, exclude unassign. Oh, so IP interface brief, exclude unassign. So yes, you can see the IP address which is running on fast Ethernet 0/0 is 12.1. Status of this interface is up. Line protocol is also up. Now, you know, whatever event will occur on router number 1, let's say I am going to create one loopback here. So when I will run command interface loopback 1, right, loopback 1 interface will come up. This is what? This is one kind of event. So R1 will generate what? Log message. R1 will generate log message. Let me do one thing. Let me run command here, interface loopback 1. So this command will create one loopback interface over here, and you can see the log message. Right, these devices have generated this log message. Now let me copy this log message over here, and I'm going to paste this log message here. Right, let me paste this log message here. This is my log message that my R1 has generated, right, because I have created one loopback interface over here. So we are going to discuss each and every word of this log message. But before that, hope now this is clear to you, like when device will generate log message and why log messages are important, right? If you want to read more about it, you can read it in your book. You can search it on Google, right? You can read Wikipedia on Wikipedia. So in your book also you can see, read this point only, important thing. How can you stay aware of what is going on inside a switch or router while it operates? You can use show command, right? Definitely you can run show command like show IP dot, show IP interface. For the verification, you can use show command to display various information from time to time, but you may not catch an event as it happened in real time. Suppose for instance that a link goes down for some reason, right? So you cannot run any show or verification command to check that event. So that's why syslog is important. If you do not know about it and are not able to fix it right away, you may miss an opportunity to keep the network functionality properly. Likewise, you might get news of a problem within the network and need to start troubleshooting. So in this type of scenario, syslog can help you, right, to check the event. In the same way here, you can read more about it, like you should leverage the logging system available in each switch. We are reading switching books, that's why we are able to see here only switch, but you can do same thing on routers as well, right, on other networking devices as well, so that we can collect messages as they are generated. By doing so, we can monitor the network to collect failures and gather information about switch activity, or you can say router activity. Getting my point? So that's why syslog is important, to collect the events, log message for each and every events on my devices. Okay, now let's discuss this log message. This log message, guys, in this log message, see the first information. This information, this is what? This is nothing but date and time. This is nothing but date and time. For first information is date and time. See, if you don't want to add date and time with your log message, you can configure the router in such a way that your router will generate log messages without date and time, right? Simply you need to run one command on router, fine. But by default, devices generates log messages with date and time. Like on the router, again I am going to take console of R1, and on R1, see, if I will run one command here, service timestamp log. See, by default this command is enabled. This is hidden command. If you will disable this command, if you will say no to this command, no service timestamp log, right, now after running this command, your router will generate log messages without date and time. Now, so if I will say no interface loopback one interface, right, again loopback one interface will remove from here, from the configuration, so it will generate one log message, and in that log message you can see we don't have date and time. You can see the log message now, we don't have date and time. Now this log message is starting with percentage sign, right? Here you can see in your log message also, here you have percentage sign, right? So again, if I will create one loopback here on router number 1, again if I will create one loopback interface loopback 1, again it will generate one log message without date and time. So now let me copy this log message, right, and I am going to paste this log message over here in paint. See, what is the difference between these two log messages, guys? Difference is only one, right, and that is in this log message, in upper log message we have information of date and time. Also in lower log message we don't have date and time, right? Apart from it, everything is same, correct? So again, I want, let's say, date and time with my log message. So simply I can run this command here, service timestamp stamps log. Right now, again, if you will run no interface loopback one command over here, it will generate one log message with date and time, correct? And interface loopback one. So now it will generate log message with date and time. Fine. Now next thing in this log message is what? First, hope now this information is clear to you. This is date and time, first information. Then what is this percentage sign? What is this percentage sign in the log message? Guys, this percentage sign is nothing but facility, right? In book also you can read about the log message. Here you can see the log message. First information is timestamps, after that percentage sign, and then there is some information. So this is nothing but facility. This is nothing but facility. And if you want to learn what is facility, so here you can see what is facility. Facility code, a system identifier that categorizes the switch or router function or module that has generated the message. The facility code always begins with a percentage sign, right? So facility codes will always begins with percentage sign. So this is my facility. In simple word, what we can say, what is facility? In simple word, if you want to know facility, so we can say regarding which module my device is generated log. Regarding which module my device is generated log. So my device can generate log because of hardware, maybe because of hardware issue, right? Or maybe when any hardware will come up, or device can generate log message because of protocol. So it can be, it can be hardware, it can be a protocol. Let's say you are running EIGRP routing protocol between R1 and R2, right? So here on router number 1, if I will run no router EIGRP S number 10, because we are running EIGRP S number 10 over here. So EIGRP reversible goes down between router 1 and router 2. So it should generate one log message over here, right? Again, I am going to configure router EIGRP S number 10 and let's say network 0.0.0 and say no auto summary. EIGRP reversible come up. You can see this log message, right? So this log message is regarding what? Dual, means regarding EIGRP, right? So this facility code is telling you regarding what devices has generated this log message. Devices has generated this log message. So in simple word, you can say facility is nothing but regarding which module my devices is generated log, right? It can be because of hardware, it can be because of a protocol, or it can be because of you can say what, module, right? Anything. Then next information. Now hope this information is also clear to you. This information is clear to you, right? This percentage sign is also clear to you. This is nothing but facility. Now next is, what is this decimal number? Let me change the color over here. Yes. Okay, what is this decimal number, guys? This decimal number is security label, right? Total we have 8 security label, 0 to 7, right? So we will discuss more about security label also, but this decimal number is defining security label, right? Guys, see this log message, this EIGRP log message. Here security label is what? 5. Here security label is 5. If I am running command no interface loopback 1 over here, let me check the log message. I think loopback 1 interface does not exist. Yes, it exists. So that's why you can see the log message here. And here security label is again what? 5. security level is again what 5, and interface loopback 1. What security level I am getting over here? Again I am getting security level what 5 here, but in this log message you can see security level is what 3. See, when I am running command interface loopback 1, it is generating 2 log messages, right? It is generating 2 number of log messages. One is for line protocol, one is for line protocol, and one is for interfaces coming up, right? So for line protocol, router is generating log with security level 5, and it is generating log message for interface. The interface is coming up. For that, it is generating log message with security level what 3. It is generating log message with security level 3. We will discuss more about security level. Let me discuss more about security level now, and then we will move. So here also you can read security level, right? Security level is a number from 0 to 7 that indicates how important or severe the event is. Your event is how important. So if router is generating a log message, right, it have to define how important this log message is. A lower security means the event is more critical. So let's say router is generating 2 log messages, one with security level what 0 and one with security level what 7, right? So which one is more critical, guys? This log message is more critical, right? So security level is going to define what how important your log message is, and lower number means more critical, right? So now hope security level is clear to you, and if you want to know more about security level, so you can see these are my security level, right? So security level 0 to security level 7. Security level 0 is emergencies, right? Very important, very critical log message, right? Okay, then security level 1 is alert. So which type of problem will come under this security level? Like if I will talk about security level 0, so here you can see stop processes, right? So if there is some issue in processing in CPU, definitely device will generate log message with security level what 0, right? Second security level is 1, that is alerts, platform errors, right? Then security level 2 critical. There are some STP message as well under this security level. Port security messages are there, right? Hardware issues. So whenever device will generate message with security level 2, that means that message is critical message, right? You can say critical message to that log message as well. Then third security level is 3, that is errors, right? And for example, you can see in this security level which protocols or which events come under this. So you can say ACL issues, right? TCAMP issues like MAC address table, PAGP protocol problems, Ethernet collector interface up and down. So as I show you here also in the console of R1, you can see security level over here in this log message is what 3, because this log message is telling you what the interface has come up. Which interface? Loopback 1 interface, right? Change state to up. So you can see here security level is 3, and here also you are able to see security level is what 3 for interface up and down. So whenever interface will goes down or come up, device will generate log message with security level 3. Then next security level is, and security level 3 is nothing but errors. Then fourth security level is what warning, right? Here you can take example of DHCP snooping. Then security level 5, that is notification. So again under this category these messages will come, like DTP message, EtherChannel, right? STP, inline power, interface line protocol. So you can see security level is 5 for line protocol. So that's why here we are able to see this log message with security level what 5, because this log message is regarding which module, guys? Regarding what? Regarding line protocol, right? So this percentage sign is telling you regarding which module devices has generated this log message. So you can see percentage and then line protocol, percentage sign then line protocol, right? Means regarding which module devices has generated this log message, and after that security level is what 5. So here also you can see security line protocol comes under security level 5, that is notifications. Then security level 6 is informational, and under this security level stacking events come stacking events will come under informational security level. Port security, dynamic ARP inspection, right? So these type of messages, log messages, will come under informational security level. And then last one is debugging. So when you are running command debug IP EIGRP packet hello, right? So it will start generating a log message for each and every EIGRP hello messages. So that message will get what security level 7, right? So as you know, debug is not important log message. So that's why that message will get security level what 7. So on router number 1, if I will debug EIGRP, if I will debug IP EIGRP packets or hello, debug, let me do one thing, debug EIGRP packets hello. Now see, it is generating log message for EIGRP hello messages, and here we are not able to see security level. Here it's not showing, I think, security level, but these debug messages will get security level what 7. Let me do an all over here, right? So now hope guys till here everything is clear to you. Like in the log message, first information is date and time, second information is facility, means regarding which module log messages devices has generated this log message. After that, security label, which will identify how critical this log message is. And after that, this information, what is this, up down, right? Up down. So this is nothing but mnemonic. This is mnemonic. Guys, mnemonic is nothing, in simple word, what you can say here. We have discussed facility, we have discussed security label, right? We have total 8 security level, 0 to 7, and lower value is more critical. Then third thing is mnemonic. So in simple word, what you can say, mnemonic is nothing but text. It is a text is a string that what we can say, that describe the message, or here in book also, let me check what is the definition of it. In the here you can see mnemonic, a short text string that categorize the event within the facility code. So here I think this language is complicated, right? So mnemonic is nothing but, you can say in simple word, it is going to describe the message. Like here you can see up down, right? In another log message, let me show you some more log message over here. In this log message, just wait guys, I'm getting one call. Okay, now so in this log message here you can see up down. Where is the EIGRP log message? Here you can see neighbor change. Mnemonic is what? Neighbor change. So it is actually describing the message, right? So this message is regarding neighbor change, this message is regarding up down, interface up down, right? So mnemonic is going to describe the message, right? After that, last information is what? This is your actual message. This is your actual description, you can say description. So now hope log message is clear to you, like how log message look like and the each words in the log message, right? First information is date and time, then we have facility, then we have security level, then we have mnemonic, which is going to describe the message, and after that we have actual description, actual message is what? Line protocol on interface loopback 1, change state to up. Getting my point? This is my actual message, right? So hope now it is clear to you, right? Now let's move. Now guys, by default your routers and switches, send log messages only on console port, only on console port. What I'm saying, let me write here as well. By default, by default by default only console logging is enabled, right? So if let's say you have access of router 1 through line VTY, because in real time you will have access of devices through line VTY, right? You will have remote access. So in that scenario, by default router is not going to send any log message, right? Because by default logging is disabled on line VTY interface for remote access. Okay, so with security level, what by default only console login is enabled with security level 7, right? Means by default device is sending log message up to security level 7 on console port, online console port. If you want to get log message up to security level 6 only, so you can configure it, but by default console logging is enabled with security level what 7. So means console port will get log messages up to all log messages with security level up to 7. So if we will define security level what 5, so that means I am enabling logging on console port with security level what 5. That means I will get log messages on console port up to security level 5 only, right? We will not get log message with security level 6 or with security level 7. So by default console logging is enabled with security level what 7. So that is the reason why you are able to see all log messages on your console port, right? To disable logging on console port, you can run command no logging console. Simply you can run command over here, no logging console, right? Now see, I am running command no interface loopback 1 and interface loopback 1. See, I am not getting any log message over here. I'm not getting any log message here. Again, if I want to enable it, I can run what command, logging console 0, right? So again, if I will create interface loopback 1, sorry, interface loopback 1 is already there, no interface loopback 1, so I will get log message over here. Interface loopback 1. What happened? I'm not getting log message here. Logging console interface loopback 1, say no to this, and interface loopback 1. Yes, now you can see again I am getting log message on my console port. But as I told you, by default logging is disabled on line VTY interface. So what I am going to do, just to verify you, I am going to enable telnet over here. So by default, as you know, telnet is enabled on devices. Simply I am going to say here no logging, right? So that it will not ask for any password, right? Now let me take you to R2, and from R2 I am going to telnet R1, telnet 12.1.1.1. So you can see I have access of router 1 from router number 2, run enable command. So we need to configure one enable password also here. Enable password, let's say Cisco. Fine. Now on router number 2, let me run enable command, and password is nothing but Cisco. So whatever configuration I will do over here in through line VTY interface, I will not get any log message, right? So let me here, I am going to run no interface loopback 1 interface command or interface loopback 1, right? You can see I'm not getting any log, but you are getting log message on the console port, you can see on router number 1, right? But on router number 2 you are not getting any log message, because by default logging is disabled for line VTY interface. Getting my point, right? So whatever configuration you will do over here, right, through line VTY interface, you will get log message on console port only, right, by default. But if you want to enable logging for line VTY interface for remote access, you can enable it. You can enable it. So let me do one thing. Again, I am going to exit from here. So yes, I am on router number 2. Now let me take you to R1, and here I want to, let's say, enable logging for remote access. So simply go to line VTY 04 interface, and here you need to run command. First of all, you need to run monitor command here, monitor, right? So now you can see monitor is active on all the line VTY interface, and then we can run logging synchronization, and after that you can define security label. So let's say security label what? Let's say security level 5. I want to receive all the log messages with security level up to what? 5 only. So here I can set security level what? 5. Monitor is already enabled. So now again, if I will access R1 from R2 telnet 12.1.1.1 and say enable, password is Cisco, and this time again I am going to create one loopback here. Let's say interface loopback 10. So this time I am expecting log message over here, but again I am not getting log on router number 2. Yes, here I am getting log message, but not on router number 2. So what is problem? Monitor, no, this is different. Line VTY 04 monitor, correct. No interface loopback 10. Just wait guys, let me check. I'm missing some command. Yes, now you can see I'm getting log message on line VTY interface as well. Now I'm getting log message on line VTY interface as well. You can see this log message on router number 2 as well as on router number 1. So now if you have access of R1 through line VTY remote access, then also you will get log message. Let's see, again I am creating interface loopback 10, right, on router number 1 from router number 2 through line VTY access, and I am getting log messages, you can say. But here I have configured logging on line VTY till security level what? Till security level 5. Till security level 5. So if I will debug IP EIGRP hello, debug EIGRP packet hello, will I get log message? No, I will not get log message. See, I'm getting log message over here, but guys, I think this is problem of simulation software, right? Because as we discussed, debugging is log message with security level 7, right? So here we have defined do so run section line VTY. So here we have defined logging with security level 5 only. So on line console port we will get log messages with security level up to what? 5 only. With up to security level 5 only, right? So maybe this is because of simulation software, right? We are getting this log message on line VTY, because on line VTY logging is enabled with security level 5. On console port logging is enabled with security level 7. So on console port definitely you will get all log messages, but on line VTY interfaces you will get only log messages with security level up to 5 only, right? So it's not working over here. Okay, leave it, this is not important. Now let me discuss buffer logging. What is buffer logging? So guys, buffer logging, if you want to store your log message on locally on local router, you can use buffer logging feature, right? Buffer logging feature is available on routers and switches. We can use it to store log messages locally in the local database, right? So what we can say, buffer logging is nothing but you can configure a router or switch to store the log messages locally, right? Or what we can say, a router can store limited number of logs. Router can store limited number of logs in their database. Definitely it's depend on the memory, right? Means how much memory you have defined for buffer logging, right? It depends on that. So if buffer memory will get full, then what router will do? So simply here we can say, if router can store limited number of log messages, and then we can say old logs messages will be deleted to store new log message or messages, right? By default buffer logging is enabled. By default enabled. So till now we discussed three types of logging. One, console logging. Second, line VTY logging. And third, buffer logging, right? So buffer logging is nothing but it is used to store log messages locally on the local database of device, and device can generate limited number of log messages, right, in their buffer logging. So when buffer will get full, it will remove old log messages to store new log messages, and by default it is enabled. Now let me verify it over here on router number 1. From router 2 I'm going to exit. Yes, now on router number 1, guys, simply what I can do here, so logging, you can run this command to check buffer logging is enabled or disabled. Let me maximize it. See, on router number 1 I have run this command, so logging, and see the output. First of all, buffer logging is enabled, and with security level what? Label debugging, right? Means with security level 7. But right now logging is enabled on line VTY interface also. So monitor logging is also enabled over here, right? And it have sent how many log messages on console port? It have sent 155 log messages on console port. And how many log messages on line VTY interface? Line VTY means monitor, right? 69. It have sent 69 log messages on line VTY interface. And if you are thinking what is this XML disable, because this is nothing but a language, right? If you want you can enable it, but it will change the language of your log message, so maybe you cannot read your log message properly, right? But if you want to change, you can change it. Right now you can see I have these log messages. I'm able to see these log messages, right? And I'm able to read as well, like this log message is regarding change state to administratively down. So if I will change the language, configure T, if I will run the command here, I can run this command, logging logging console. Yes, logging console and XML. And here you can enable it by default, as I show you, it is disabled. But if you will enable it, login console XML, and now if you will try to read your log message, so logging, so you can see these are old log messages. Let me show you new log message. Let me do one thing. Let me create one loopback here. Interface loopback 20. Right? It will generate one log message, and you can see this log message. Are you able to read it? No. Right? So that's why this is different language. Right? I am also not expert in this type of language. Just disable it. By default, it is disabled. Right? Now again, I am going to run command show logging. So hope you are able to read this information, like console logging. See, I have changed the language, so console logging is automatically disabled over here. Right? So again, I have to run which command? Logging console here. Right? And so logging. Now console logging is now enabled with security level what? Debugging. Right? It have sent this messages on console port. XML is disabled. Monitor logging is also enabled. So monitor logging is also enabled with, you can see, label what debugging with means security level 7. That's why we were getting, debug messages on router number 2. So maybe this iOS or in the virtual in GNS3 it's not supporting to configure logging on line V2I interface with security level what? 5. Right? After that, buffer login. So again, buffer login is also enabled with security level what? 7. And because of this, we are able to see here log messages, these log messages, right? So you can see it is storing all log messages inside their buffer memory, And how many log messages it have sent to their buffer logging? 167. Right? So right now router is storing log messages in their buffer memory, but size of this buffer memory is limited. So this router can store limited number of log messages. So on size will get full, it will start removing older entries. So that's why we need to save these log messages on server, right? So here you can see I have one syslog server, right? Instead of saving these log messages in the buffer, in the logging buffer logging, we can save it on a separate server, right, for the monitoring purpose. Okay, so hope this is also clear to you guys. And you can see by default size is what? 8192 byte. It can store log messages of 8192 bytes only. Again, if you want to change the size, definitely you can change it, right? But again, on router also you have limited memory, so you cannot define all memory to your buffer to store log messages in the database. But again, if you want to change, you can run this command logging buffer, I think logging buffer, and after that you can define the size, right? So let's say I'm going to set 10,000, right? So now if you will run command show logging, so now you can see buffer logging size is still this one, right? So this is how you can change buffer size. So guys, hope it is clear to you, like what is console logging. Console logging is temporary logging, right? Temporary logging. Console logging is temporary logging, only visible on console port. If I will differentiate these all logging, so what we can say, we have three types of logging. First one is console logging. Second one is monitor logging, that is for line VTY monitor logging, and the third one is buffer logging. So guys, what is console logging? this is temporary logging, right? Or you can say temporary log message, which is visible on console port, right? If I will talk about monitor logging, what is monitor logging? Monitor logging is also temporary logging, which is visible on line VTY interface, line VTY interface, or you can say which is visible on remote access, getting my point. After that, buffer logging. So what is buffer logging? Buffer logging is, first of all, it is permanent. Again, it is not permanent, but we can say it is permanent. Let's say buffer memory size is, still available on router, right? So until and unless space is available, right, this log message is permanent. Log messages, which is stored in local database, right? If buffer is full, message will be deleted. Getting my point? And to check buffer logging, you can run command what? So logging, right? So hope guys till here everything is clear to you. If you have guys any question till now, you can let me know in the comment section also. By the way, we are going to discuss one more types of logging now, that is remote logging, right? So still problem is what? We can get the log message on console port, that is fine. We can get the log message on line VTY interface, that is also fine, right? But these two are temporary. Permanent is buffer logging, but here problem is of memory, right? I don't want to store log messages locally. I want to store log message on my separate server, on Syslog server. So we have third type of logging, that is called remote logging. Now you can say what is remote logging? We can configure a router in such a way so that it will export or send, you can say export the system logs to a server. And as I told you, server is nothing but end device with Syslog software. Getting my point, guys? So now here, if I want to store my log messages on this server, what I can do on router number one, simply I can say no. Let's say first of all, I don't want to receive any log message on line console port, right? So I am going to run command no logging console. Then I don't want to get any log message on line VTY interface. So what command I will run? No logging monitor. After that, I don't want to receive any log message on buffer memory as well, right? In the logging buffer. So I will run command what? No logging buffer, right? Now if you will create a loopback here, interface loopback, let's say 50. Now you can see you are not getting any log message, right? On line VTY also you will not get log message, right? And so logging. Here also you can see now console logging is disabled, monitor logging is disabled, and buffer logging is disabled. So that's why we are not able to see any log messages over here, right? So this time we are not storing log message on local database. We have disabled logging on console port. We have disabled logging on monitor, right? We have disabled monitor logging, means logging on line VTY port. Now I want to store all my log message on my syslog server, right? So first of all, as I told you, there should be reachability between your device and server. So let me ping the server. Ping 192.168.1.10 is the IP address of server. You can see I am able to ping. That means there is IP connectivity. So simply I am going to configure this router to share log messages to syslog server, right? So now here what I can do, I can run command logging host and then IP address of your server. So IP address of my server is 192.168.1.10. This is IP address of my server. Then you can define security label. You want to save all log messages, or you want to save log messages, up with security level up to 5, 6, 4, 3, like anything. So you can define the security label logging trap, and we can say what security level, let's say 7. So it will send all log messages. Fine. Now after running these two commands, R1 will start sending log messages to the server. So guys, I have access of server. Let me do one thing here. Let me check that router 1 is sending log message or not. Interface loopback 60. So see, like this you cannot check, right? Because this is my what router. This is not syslog server. We can do one thing. We can capture this link. We can capture this link to check router 1 is sending log message or not. Because in real time, or what you can do, you can install one software in your laptop, right? And you can connect GNS3 this router to your laptop, and after that you can save your log message on local server, right? Server name is, guys, you can download Kibi server, right? Kibi syslog server. Okay, in Google you can search it. Simply what you need to do here, you can download this software Kibi syslog server, right? So you can download it and you can perform the practical of it. This is very easy, right? But my concern is not here just to teach you this tool, the how to use syslog server, how to configure the syslog server. My main is to make you understand what is syslog, right? So now guys, I have capturing between R2 and server. So what I am going to do, on router number 1, I am going to create, let's say, some loopback interface. Interface loopback, let's say 50. I think 50 is already there. Interface loopback 65, and you can see the log message, right? This router 12.1 is sending this log message to the server. To whom? Source IP 12.1.1.1, destination IP 192.168.1.10, IP address of server. And inside this message you can see the log message. Syslog message is for what? Same time information, right? Facility information, security label, right? Mnemonic, and then actual message, line protocol of interface, change whatever information actual message is, right? So we are able to see now router 1 is forwarding log messages to server, right? Now router 1 is forwarding log message to server, and on the server we can use these log messages for network troubleshooting, guys, right? So this is all about syslog. Hope I have covered all topics, but if I have missed anything, guys, please let me know in the comment section. And if you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button. We will meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe, guys. Bye bye. That's all for today. And last thing, if you have not subscribed my channel till now, please subscribe the channel if you want this type of more videos. That's all. Bye bye. Thank you. Thanks for watching.